this week's Pianodrop, we're going to be listening to Kit Lyre by Mark Reuter, Yamaha Portasound by Maxwell Ray, Resonating Kalimba by Oscar Eckhorst, Alternate Reality Choir by Rob Jackson, and Tape Piano by Brendan Bonsack. Kit Lyre by Mark Reuter. I made this lyre from an inexpensive kit over the early part of the Christmas holiday in 2020. Given that these kits cost less than 20 quid, the results are quite pleasing. Quite a different sound from an acoustic guitar, especially when flicked or bowed with a pencil. Yamaha Portasound by Maxwell Ray. This little synth was bought by my grandmother sometime in the late 90s. It has one speaker on the left-hand side of the synth, which is slowly becoming less reliable. Similar to my family piano, it's seen a fair share of abuse. She's more than a little rough around the edges, sometimes an ear sore. I decided to give sampling it a go with my first set of actual mics. I sampled two of my favourite patches and made a distortion pad with a brass patch and a digital fuckbox type thing. Resonating Kalimba by Oscar Eckhorst. I got this kalimba for Christmas and it kind of bothered me that I had to retune it every time I wanted to leave the diatonic scale. So I decided to sample the instrument first in C major, then specific keys a half step up so that I could play it chromatically on my keyboard. Next, I figured it would be really cool to have the kalimba resonate with a bunch of weird sounds. So I started experimenting with different instruments, drums and noises to find some interesting effects. Alternate Reality Choir by Rob Jackson. A little while ago, I was messing around with pushing my big fat Moog square waves through a Strymon Big Sky chorale reverb machine with a view to creating something for the Winter Voices project. However, the dark and foreboding nature of these sounds seemed a little lacking in Yuletide optimism, so I decided to take the instrument in a different direction. Around the same time, I'd just gotten hooked on the Stranger Things TV series and thought it might be fun to try and create an imaginary pitch for a bit of sound design for The Upside Down. Tape Piano by Brendan Bonsack. This is a simple, eerie hybrid instrument for drone-like textures. I sampled an old upright piano at very close range and just kept the resonant, swelling middle part of the note. This was then blended with the noise of a clunk of an old tape recorder. The lower keys play the tape mechanism on its own, then the piano begins further along the keyboard. At the very top of the keyboard are some strange glitchy sounds.